What is good, y'all? So I finally got my chain and sprockets kit in from Street Bike Supply for the MT07, and I also basically did a full 520 conversion. I did a 54 tooth sprocket for the rear, and then stock in the front. I'm pretty sure stock is 46 tooths, and so yeah, I'm going quite a bit bigger, basically for stunning, and yeah, basically just gonna get right into it. All right, so basically where I'm gonna start is after I break the chain off, I'm gonna take the sprocket off, but before that, I'm basically gonna take the shift linkage off and this little plastic cover. Shift linkage, all you gotta do is just loosen this Allen right here, pop that off. And then there's 1, 2, 3 Allens for this cover, and then that will take that off and expose your front sprocket. So I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. All right, guys, so basically once you pop that shift linkage off and this little cover, it's gonna expose your sprocket right here. The nut size, it's a 30 mil. Basically, it's gonna be easier if you leave the chain on and leave the chain on to break this loose first. Basically, a good trick is to put a flathead or a Phillips head, basically one that's long enough to go through both the top of the chain and the bottom. Lock it up, press down on the brake on the other side, and if you guys have a breaker bar, use that, and yeah, just basically break that loose, and then I'll set the camera up and to show that, but yeah, that's basically what I'm gonna do right now. So that time-lapse vid may not have been the best, but hopefully I could probably slow it down a bit. But yeah, basically once you use that little trick to break this nut loose, it should just come right off. And there's gonna be this little washer right here, make sure you don't lose it. Basically still just leave that kind of on for now. And I'm gonna go ahead and go back here. And now's a good time to take this screwdriver out. Find the master link, bring it to the back, and then I'm gonna go ahead and grab my chain breaker. And yeah, we're gonna basically break the chain and then go from there. All right, guys, so actually looking at my chain, I never realized it, but the stock chain does not have a master link, so I'm gonna go ahead and just use a grinder, cut it off real quick, and then yeah, after that we're gonna take off the rear wheel and go from there. Alright, guys, so after you get that chain off, I'm gonna just go ahead and throw the front sprocket on real quick just because it's easy before I take the rear wheel off. So once you just take this old front sprocket off, just basically throw the new one back on. It may take a little maneuvering to have a certain position to where it goes straight back on. There it is. Make sure it's on there pretty tight. Go ahead, throw that washer back on, and it will say out on the side of the washer that's supposed to be facing out. Oh, shit. I do apologize, I'm filming off my phone. It's all I really have right now, but I do plan to get a better camera and a GoPro soon. I'm going to be taking my bike to the lot this weekend. That's why I'm getting all this work done on it right now. And yeah. So basically leave that loose and where it's at right there for now. Come back to the rear sprocket. I'm pretty sure it's a waist. Yeah, it's probably a smaller size. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what size the rear sprocket is. Or the rear axle nut. I'm losing my mind. I've been at work all day. Apologize. go ahead and break that loose, get the rear wheel off, and then catch you guys when I'm there. Alright guys, so the size is a 27 for the rear axle nut. So basically, I'm gonna break that loose. Let's go ahead and break that loose. You're gonna want to pay attention how everything comes off. It comes off the nut, and there's a little washer. I like to keep them all just in this little thing right here. Then you go around to the other side. Basically, once you push your axle nut and pull it through, then you may have to move your brake a little bit to get it out. Boom, just like that. Got the rear wheel out. Then I'll go ahead and get this set up and we'll throw that sprocket on here. Alright guys, so I don't really have a good tripod or stand to set up right now. But basically it's just a 14 millimeter for these. Gonna want to break all these loose, and then I'm gonna throw on the new sprocket, and I'll get back to you guys when I got that new one on. Alright guys, so before I throw it on, I want to give you guys a quick comparison. This quite a big difference. But yeah, this definitely gonna give me that little bit more torque I want for my first and second gear wheelies. But yay, I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing it on, and then I'll show you guys that when it's on. But just want to give you guys a quick comparison, the stock and the upgraded one. Go ahead and get to that. Alright guys, so this is what it turned out like. Shit came out pretty clean. If you guys do want to get a sprocket, just go ahead and go check out Vortex or Street Bike Supply to get you one. But yay, shit looks way cleaner compared to the stock sprocket. But I'm gonna go ahead and get it lined up and start throwing the rear wheel back on. It's basically the same thing as taking it off. You're just gonna line it back up, put it back on. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm probably not gonna film that. But after that, I'll get you guys when I'm throwing that chain on. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, so I got the wheel and sprocket all on and everything. So once you get your new chain out, sorry, gotta open this. Basically what you're gonna want to do is start it here on the rear sprocket. Just go ahead and already start pushing it towards the front. Then go ahead and put it around the front sprocket as well. Go ahead and probably fast forward through this part a little bit. Yeah, basically it's gonna probably be a couple links long right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my chain breaker tool, break this link right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and throw that master link on, and then get to tightening that chain down. Alright guys, so it's gonna be kind of hard to film this part without a tripod, but basically once you break that chain loose and you line both your pieces up just like this, basically what you're gonna want to do get your master link. Gonna have come with 2 O-rings. It's gonna come with 4 O-rings. I mean, 2 are gonna go on this side and then 2 are gonna go on the side that you rivet down. Basically just throw those on. Then throw a little bit of grease on these. Just a tiny bit. And a tiny bit there. Go ahead, grab this. Oh my fuck. Alright. It's kind of hard to film this shit, guys, but basically once you put this all the way through, let me see if I can set my phone up right here. Basically once you get this all the way through, you're going to grab your other 2 O-rings, put them on here, and then I'm going to try to set my phone up, and I'm going to get to doing the press plate and the rest of that right now. Alright guys, so it was a pain in the ass to film without a tripod, but basically there's tons of other videos I'm sure, but what you do is basically you're going to have the pressure plate, and then you're going to have the other pressure plate right here with 2 holes in it, and it's going to push this all the way through, and even this right here, it's kind of hard to get out. But then after this, we're going to basically mushroom these 2 pins down, and that's basically what rivets in the chain. But if you guys do want to pick up this kit, it's basically a chain breaker and the riveter, press plate, and all that combined. You could pick it up. It's just this Stockton toolkit. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and rivet these, and then I'll gonna tighten this chain up a little bit, and then I'll get to you guys after that. Alright guys, I pretty much got it all finished. I got the chain riveted and mushroomed right here. Went ahead and already tightened the rear wheel and everything as well. So all I really have left to do is tightening down this front sprocket, which what you're gonna want to do is you could use the screwdriver trick again to tighten it down. I'm gonna try to just use my rear brakes to tighten it down, but I'm gonna go ahead and see how that works. But once you tighten that down, throw your cover and reconnect your shift linkage, and that's basically all to it. It's not really much of a how-to, kind of just showed you guys basically my new setup and everything, but I appreciate everybody for watching and everything, and go ahead and subscribe and like. Appreciate it, and yay, thanks for watching.